I spit Patron on this microphone. Watch out, I'm in the zone, worth for everything I own. Life is March Madness, one mistake, then you go. Yeah, I had a stroke, but your boy still rhyming. And Fresh got locked, but the squad still wildin'. Catch me in any city in the hood, we grindin'.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury was nominated for the BBC Sportsman of the Year award, and he's saying he doesn't want it. He doesn't need recognition. He doesn't do what he does for recognition. Take a listen.
Curious thing recently, since we last spoke to you, you got named on the shortlist for Sports Personality of the Year, the big BBC event, and you went public to say you don't want to be on the shortlist. Why was that?
Because, you know, I don't need any awards from any TV stations or any organisations for me to know who I am. I know who I am. I know what I've done. I don't need a big pat on the back, and I don't need a glass trophy. No disrespect to anybody who wants it, but I see everyone clamouring to get on that list, and I'm clamouring to get off it. You know, I don't need gratification from anybody. I'm the people's champion. The love of the people has worth more to me than everything. And I don't need an award to be celebrated in that way.
Have they taken you? Have they taken you off the list?
Well, I've asked nicely in a video to be taken off the list, and it decided that they wasn't going to take me off the list. So I've had my lawyer send them a letter demanding that I be taken off the list. And let's hope they listen and get me off the list.
If Tyson Fury asked me nicely to do something, I'd probably do it before he got to the other alternative.
Why, thank you, Vince.
So that's what Tyson Fury had to say about being nominated for Sportsman of the Year. He doesn't want it, and he wants them to take his name off the list. G, what's your thoughts on that?
I'm actually not against it, and here's why. Sometimes your accomplishments, right, just outgrow that acknowledgement. And so it's kind of like, I don't know, let's say Jay-Z today, right? Like, I don't know if they still have the Source Awards, but let's say the Source Awards wants to nominate Jay-Z.
Nah, Source Awards is dead, bro.
But probably dead for this reason why I'm explaining. Jay-Z not going to no Source Awards, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just not doing it. You know, like, his accomplishments have far outgrown that award. So it's kind of like the freshman cover of the Double XL, right? When everybody's fighting to get on because this is like they're trying to get on, right? But then there's usually guys who've been independent or who've been doing their thing for a couple of years, and then when they get the invite, they're like, "Nah, I'm good. I don't want to be classified as a freshman. I've been making money on my own. I don't need to be, you know, like rubbing elbows with guys that I don't know." You see what I'm saying? But if you're hungry and you're like, "Yo, I got to get put on," you're going to take any little accomplishment that you can find. Tyson Fury's like, "Yo, man, where I'm at, none of that really matters." So for everybody that's racing to get on that list, by all means, take my name out of there and show them some love. And I don't see a problem with that, you know, because, again, this dude is, you know, arguably, like, people argue he's like either 1A or 1B in the heavyweight division. Does he really need a BBC, what's it called? The Sportsman of the Year?
Sportsman of the Year.
He don't need it, man. So he's probably like, "Yo, deuces, man, but stay up. God bless all y'all that are fighting for it. Y'all do y'all thing. But me, I don't need these little trinkets anymore."
All right, Dollar Bill, what you got?
I'm with G, but I'm looking at it in a different way. When somebody gets a Sportsman Award, it's usually not something like as far as what you did actually in your sport. It's what you do outside of the sport. You know what I'm saying? As far as what you do for your community and stuff like that, Sportsman of the Year and stuff like that. With that being said, I'm totally with Tyson Fury. Some people don't need the extra pat on the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people like that do things for their community and stuff like that. And I don't tell nobody. For example, you got Adrian Broner, you got Floyd Mayweather. Yo, you don't know that Broner has a drive that he does for kids who can't afford certain clothes and stuff like that. He has a clothes drive and stuff like that he does. Doesn't want nobody to know about it. Floyd Mayweather feeds the homeless. doesn't want nobody else to know about these things that he does, as far as paying people's funerals and stuff like that. He'd be like, please don't tell nobody. You know why? Because these people are decent people in real life. You know, when you see somebody do something for somebody and they got to tell everybody, hey, look, I'm going to record me feeding the homeless. It's not genuine. It don't seem genuine. Look, everybody, look what I'm doing. It just don't seem genuine. Like he's saying, I don't need a reward for being a decent, good person. That's to what I got from it. I don't need an award for being a good person. You know what I'm saying? And kudos to him. Kudos to him. He knows what he does. He doesn't need to be put out here on the platform. And there's a lot of other people that do stuff like that, and they don't even put it out there in the sport of boxing. There's other people that have good foundations, Mike the Garcias and all of them that they give back. And you never hear them saying, hey, pat me on the back, pat me on the back. And I think that's dope. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Tyson Fury, because I think that that's awesome. Like sometimes you don't need to, sometimes you do things from your heart. You know what I'm saying? And you don't need to be rewarded from it or feel like everybody needs to know what you're doing, because that's not why you're doing it for. You know what I'm saying? You're doing it because you're just a good person, not for somebody to pat you on the back and say, hey, look what I'm doing. So shout out to Tyson Fury.
All right, Ned.
Yeah, yo. After the points G intro, man, yo, I agree with both of them wholeheartedly. Like, I wouldn't want, like there's things I do. I don't want extra glorification. You know, it's like I'm not doing this to be rewarded with like gratification. And also, I don't, you know, Fury has been banned from boxing in Britain, so in the UK. So maybe he has some bad blood, but it's like I don't even want to be recognized. You guys are not going to use my name to build your award show. So maybe that's why he denied. It's like artists who were popping, like who you didn't need the XXL to be bigger, to be recognized, because they're already popping. Instead of the XXL uses their name, and then now that gives the XXL notification, verification that they are one of like the biggest like brands out there to build rappers. So
All right, so for me, I agree to a degree with Trill and G. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes Ned. I'm just messing with Ned. Y'all keep in mind Ned's my little brother, so gotta show him that tough love. But for me, I think there are a number of reasons why Tyson Fury's probably nominated. I agree with G. He probably feels like he's outgrown the award. When you talk about Tyson Fury, you're talking about someone who's held at one particular point in time, not at the same time, but one particular point in time, every major title in boxing. He's had every belt that AJ has. He currently has the WBC. He has the Ring Magazine, and he has the Lineal Championship. So he's currently held all the titles at one particular point in time. He's never held them all at one time. So the only title that's really missing from Tyson Fury is undisputed. So if he gets that, he's done it all in the sport of boxing, basically. So for him, you know, if that's all he's focused on, if that's all that matters to him, then kudos to Tyson Fury. But you got to look at why they nominated him. And like Trill brought up, it's usually because you've done something. You've done something inspiring. Your story's inspirational. Or you've done philanthropic work. You know, you're a philanthropist who's donated money, you've donated clothes, you've done something to help people. And I think Tyson Fury has all these things going for him at this particular point in time. One's his mental health issues. I remember Tyson Fury on The Breakfast Club, which is a show known for clowning people. And, you know, you got certain people there who have certain types of personalities. And Tyson Fury was there among a Deontay Wilder fan who was telling him he was going to get knocked out and all types of stuff. But Fury took the time to use that platform to talk about his mental health issues along with other platforms. And that was big because a lot of people look at, and this was I think this was before the first fight. This man was talking about this before the first fight. So remember, he was off for 2.5 years. He had 2 tune-up fights, and then he was about to go on with Wilder. And here he is on a radio station talking about mental health. And I know a lot of people looking at like, man, Wilder's about to smoke this boy. He got mental health problems. Look at him. He embraced it. He opened up about it. But then he went out and performed. Mike, when Tyson Fury got knocked down in that 12th round, and it looked like he was dead, and he got backed up, that launched him into a new realm. And, you know, a lot of people feel like you get out what you put in, right? He was putting out love. He was putting out awareness about mental health issues, right? He opened up. And a lot of people felt like he was too big to lose. The boxing god said, you must rise and finish this fight. And then look at what he did in the second fight. So when you think about him opening up about mental health issues, coming back, getting up off the deck, and then winning the second fight, what an inspiration to a young man or woman who's thinking they can't accomplish great things because of their mental health issues. And then you get to look at Tyson Fury and say, I could be heavyweight champion of the world. I can be the best in whatever I aspire to be. Mental health issues didn't stop him. And there are plenty of other athletes like Kevin Love and DeMar DeRozan who've opened up about mental health issues. And even in the NFL, Dak Prescott has opened up about having mental health issues. It's a real thing. And these athletes are normalizing it because even although they have money, fame, and all you can ask for, they still struggle. And Fury bringing that up was huge. Also, he lost weight. Think of the millions of people who suffer from obesity, the millions of people who are overweight, who hear things, negative comments about them being overweight. This man lost 150 pounds and then fought the guy who was dubbed the baddest man on the planet, survived, and then beat him in a rematch. Dude, that's phenomenal. Just losing 150 pounds in itself is phenomenal. You don't understand how hard it is. You don't understand how hard it is to lose 8 pounds. Like, it took me like 8 weeks to lose 8 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, so 150 pounds, that is phenomenal. And so what I would say is inspiration, not only to people with mental health, but people battling obesity, people who struggle, people who are trying to get themselves in a healthier state. You can look to Tyson Fury and say he's accomplished that. Then he's a philanthropist. He's taken money. He's donated money. He does good deeds. He doesn't want to talk about it. He feels like, and I've seen this happen before. In an interview, someone will be like, oh, you took money and you donated it. And he'll be like, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this. Like, don't bring that up. And so I think he feels like if I do this, they're going to talk about it in front of millions of people. And I don't want that. So I'd rather you take my name off the award. And here's another thing. Some people just don't respect award shows. I don't watch award shows anymore. I've seen too many people I feel like deserve the award get jerked for me to ever watch an award show again. Because it's just a bunch of people who I don't respect their opinions. And I feel like they don't nominate the right people. They don't give the right people the award. So I don't even watch it. If you want to watch the performances and stuff, whatever, I don't even care. This is why my man Big Pun said it. With both hands, take off my drawers and like the Source Awards. And then in Miami, almost came home with the Grammy. Next year, bringing home 3 for the family. But, you know, I've seen these award shows do whatever they want to do. So maybe he doesn't respect it. Maybe he does. Maybe he's seen them give awards to people and he felt like, what a load of crap. And so now that you're nominating him, he's supposed to forget that he thinks that these award shows are a load of crap. No, he still feels that way. And lastly, for me, the greatest accomplishment and the greatest award a person could ever have is finding glory within yourself. It's the greatest award you could ever have. You don't need people to tell you this. You don't need to just find within yourself. You do it for yourself. You prove it to yourself. Self-gratification. And I think that's where he's at. He doesn't need to prove anything to anyone but himself. And when you do things that way, you'll be fine. When you are only about the business of proving to yourself, that's it. Because they hail you, they nail you. They hail you, they nail you. You know, you give them a year and a half of good material and you make one mistake and everybody with a computer want to get in the comment section on you. I love y'all all, by the way.
Please like and subscribe. Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. Please check us out on Instagram and Twitter. Please check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.
We could have been flawless, flying up to make people's mouths drop jawless. How can 2 years be erased in 1 August? And you know I have my pride, so I had to get brolic. All in all, I can't call it. Just know you're my queen. Wish I was denim, cause then I be in your jeans. Can't fight fate, and you've been loving me since your teens. But when you can't move forward, you gotta wipe your slate clean.